There are those that just want to be left alone, and those that just won't leave them alone. Which one are you? The Ernest Hancock Show.
Yeah, what's this from? Come on. It's every fight scene there ever was in Star Trek. This is like, the slow motion Gorgon guy in the wherever that Pony Rock is. What was that?
Griffin Park in Los Angeles.
Is it really close to Los Angeles?
It's right next to Hollywood Studios.
Really? That rock, there's the angle thing up there, it's right there?
Yeah, most of the time when you see a view of it, there's big skyscrapers and buildings around. They had to place the cameras carefully to have sky behind it and keep the cameras low for all those scenes. Really?
I had no idea that was so close to L.A. Well, it's very iconic. I remember that scene, that rock. I always thought that was a cool scene. And a lot of times here in Arizona, you have a lot of things that are like that, the formation. So we have some fun with that. I'm one thing I wanted to get into is a story that we almost forgot. Greg and I experienced last night, and it's very telling of the economy. This is what happened. Last night, we decided we went and we're installing all the software and all that kind of stuff, doing this thing, and now it's time to just let it, load up at Pal's. So we went and picked up Pal, and we're going, hey man, we're gonna go see Hannah, some action movie about a super soldier, 15-year-old girl goes around, kicks everybody's butt. Cool, we'll go watch that. So the first thing we did, we said, all right, we'll go to Esplanade, which is a very right in the middle. It's by the Arizona Biltmore. It was a big controversy 15 years ago, them building this thing. It was subsidized by the government. They're going to have this and that, and they got it. It's a long story, and it was just drawn out, whatever. So we go there, and we couldn't get on moviephone.com or something, what the show times. We'll just go there. We go and we park in the garage. We go up to the top floor where the theater is, and it was a beautiful theater. We go in, it's closed, remodeling. Okay, we're like, and it's like starting to get old around. Things are shutting down. So when we go back to, we're on our smartphones, and we say, okay, it's down at the Arizona Center downtown, the movie we wanted to go see in a little bit. So we'll go down there, get something to eat, and do that. So we go downstairs, get into the parking garage, and where you used to be able to go out, it had a booth that you would pay them and go or show your validating ticket. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just pay whatever, a couple of bucks to get out. They don't have the booth anymore. It's only monthly people that can get out, and we start driving around. So we're 5-10 minutes driving around the parking lot. We can't get out. So we're going, what the heck, man? I guess it was, because they don't have the theater open anymore. So they don't have a lot of people there. So finally, Greg gets out. We're going to break the law, man. I go lift that damn thing up so we can get out. So he lifts it up. Now, of course, there's probably, I don't know, SWAT team come get me later. But so we go out. We go down to downtown Arizona Center. This was another financial boondoggle to develop downtown. For taxpayers got a fund to have a downtown mall thing, open air, kind of cool Arizona downtown. So they do this, and they've always had problems keeping this thing filled up. The entire second floor is like, the lost cities in empty cities in China. Just empty. Nothing up there. First floor, kind of half of them are out. We go to the movie theater and so on. Finally, we go in, we eat. There's not a lot of people there, and they had more employees at the restaurant than they did people.
Yeah, there was probably 3 employees for every customer in the restaurant.
And I'm just going, man, this is not a good sign. I've been in the restaurant business, I'd be sitting in Arizona, I'm going, ooh, somebody's going home, man, something. So then we go to the movie, we watch the movie. I take my card to validation, and I forgot, so we had to go back. And I go in, I put the arrow in, thunk, clunk, and it gets the validation thing, because the way it works is they don't have a manned person normally there to let you out. They have one guy that kind of, make sure nobody's stuck again. They're just ripping it up like we did in the other one. So we go in and we put it in the machine, and it says, okay, yeah, you're validated, go. Well, the machine goes, oh no, you owe me $11. Okay. So I give my credit card, I just want to get out of here, boom, $11. And I go to the guy, and I saw him, and he was in the little security thing. He had their own little office there. It was off away. But the first machine we went to, I'm sorry, our machine is out. You got to go to the other side of the parking garage to try and use that machine over there to get your little thing stamped or whatever so you can get out. So I'm like, wow, so $11, I got to traipse around, and it's getting comical by then. And it's just, you can see, it's like watching an old movie. It's just, the deterioration of this mall is starting to go down. This is a big thing 10 years ago. You know, we got the Hooters there. Of course, that's the only thing left now. So what we did is we go around. I see the guy, and I'm like, hey, man, I got the thing punched and stamped by the theater. He goes, oh, yeah, it shouldn't have done that here. He goes in, he comes out, and he gives me a claim form that I got to fill out, send my stuff, you know, and get my money back. Well, one of the things on here, it says, please also provide any supporting documentation that you may have. Well, they want to take the card for me to be able to get out. And I'm going, so how am I mean, what's the, seriously? I mean, and the guy was nice, you know, he knew this, you know, this is like a little scam thing going on. He walks us around to where we go, and he says, okay, well, I'll go make a Xerox copy of your card. So I'm going, no, it's not that big a deal, man. I'd rather just talk about it. So we go, so I'm trying, this is how you see the future breaking down. These are just signs of what comes. It is just this milking of everybody for everything they can. Machines that are broken down, places that are closed, the grouting of the tile in the big expensive malls that taxpayers had the fund 15 years ago and now just crumbling. Businesses can't do it. They keep raising their prices. It was, I mean, you were here during all that fiasco of them talking about all these different malls. Remember that?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a good investment for the taxpayers. We should mention, too, that there was 6 of us in the movie theater watching the movie, or maybe 5 of us. And I saw one other person walking into, 24 screens or whatever it happens to have. We saw one other person in the whole place. No one.
Greg is a big Red Wing fan, okay? And we got to play. I mean, he's jonesing, man. It's all about, you know, what he can get recorded and so on. We had to call Cox because some setting didn't have the sound. I mean, it's a big deal, you know? So it's always, he comes about this time of year. It's like, woohoo, we're watching Red Wings. Now, the thing is that, you know, tell us what happened, the city of Glendale, what you know about the bill they presented.
Okay. Well, this is based on the stuff I see watching the hockey programs and when they talk about it. And according to what they were saying, I believe it was the NHL channel, the city of Glendale was presented a bill by the NHL, not by the Coyotes, but by the NHL, who owns the Coyotes, saying they had to make good the $25 million the city of Glendale promised to cover any losses if they kept the team in Glendale.
Time out. NHL owns the Coyotes now?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Because, well, that gets interesting, too. This is what I hear from watching the hockey programs. The guy who owned them with Wayne Gretzky basically went broke, wanted out, made a sale to Jim Basile, who invented the Blackberries, for $300 million. But Basile insisted on moving the team to Hamilton, Ontario, where he wants it. But the NHL owners didn't like him. They kiboshed the sale, went to court, declaring that they could decide that what team stays where the NHL wants it. And that deal fell through. And then the NHL ended up buying the team for half of what Basile was offering, apparently. And then Glendale guaranteed up to $25 million in losses if they would keep the team there one more year.
So the NHL presents the city of Glendale with a bill for $25 million a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was what I saw watching the NHL channel, which is on my TV. If it's not the Weather Channel, it's the NHL channel.
So I'm just going, wow. And we made a big deal out of this during all this negotiations because it was taxpayer subsidized arena along with the football stadium there. In fact, the football stadium and the hockey arena are next door to each other in Glendale. Around the mall.
A mall that had no businesses in it when I went to watch a hockey game there 2.5 years ago.
It is, you know, this subsidized sports is just, it drives me nuts. And we filed suit when they did the baseball stadium for the Bank One ballpark for the Diamondbacks. We filed all kinds of suits and we made a big deal because we were saying, we knew the math. We're going, the math is that we are going to have a requirement for them to even break even. They had to get something like $49 per seat. Now, this is 15 years ago. $49 per seat in order to break even on all the home games. That means they had to sell out. They had to do this, merchandise. You know. So we're going, all right. I don't think they're going to make it. So to make sure, we did a DB Jinx logo contest. You know, jinxed them into bankruptcy and so on. which happened, okay? And we're going, look, because we knew there was no way they were going to be able to do what they promised. But who made the money? The developers. And Jerry Coangelo, that owned the Suns, got the management contract to do it. Nobody was going to be out any money except the taxpayer. And the NHL now just sent a bill to the city of Glendale that has no money, $25 million, pony up. And if you don't, we're going to court. And Gretzky couldn't sell it because they had a deal to build a stadium. You can't move it. Oh, when does it stop? When everything comes crashing down. We're this close. How are you going to survive it? Start thinking about it, because that's what's going to happen. Breathe in and out. After the bad guys can't, you win. Got chickens? Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.